Good evening, everyone. I hope you've had a good Tuesday and it's not been too stressful for you. I thought today for my live I would delve a little bit further into aromatherapy and look at the science behind it. It's not all just about scent and massage, there's more involved in it, and that includes things like energy fields. Now, I do have the notes from my original Advanced Aromatherapy Diploma course, so I will be referring to that. And so if it looks like I'm reading, that's why. Hello, Daz. Thank you for joining me. So with regards to energy fields, with aromatherapy, we aim to influence the energy flows and remove any blockages within the body. We know that chi, the life force energy, travels around the body. You've probably seen images of it on the internet, and you'll see a picture of a human figure and it's got like the energy line circling around it. It circles around in one continuous flow through 12 major bilateral meridians, which interconnect with each other by short connecting channels from meridian to meridian. Now, they use meridians in reflexology as well. So the meridians run through your body. So if you imagine each of your fingers and each of your toes is the start of each meridian. So from your thumb, you've got one meridian that runs up your arm, and the same with your fingers on both hands. So they join in the centre. And then your toes, you've got meridians running from each toe that go up your body. These are the energy meridians within every human being. And those are the things that are worked with aromatherapy and with reflexology and other forms of holistic therapies. The existence of these meridians was once thought to be unproven and simply a matter of belief. However, recent advances in the technology available for scientific research has meant that it's been possible to map the meridians on a more scientific basis with the use of radioactive dye. And that's called Chilean photography. Chilean photography has also produced fascinating results. Invented by Semyon Chilean, a Russian electronics engineer, it produces photographs of the energy fields using high-frequency electrical currents instead of light. Sounds very interesting. This is achieved by placing a plate between the subject and a high-frequency current, and the prints show what look like flares radiating out from the subject. So that would be your energy fields. These flares are evidence of subtle energy field which surrounds everything, from plants, rocks, food, humans, and are known as auras by healers. So when you hear somebody talking about your aura, they're referring to your energy field, and those auras and energy fields have different colours. The auras reflect the subject's general well-being, and as health fluctuates, their colours and brightness constantly alter. So with people that work with auras when they're healing, they can actually see the aura of the person that they're working on, and they can see which part of that aura isn't as bright as it should be, and then they can work on it. So Semyon Chilean made his discovery in 1939, so it's quite a while ago, whilst repairing machinery in a laboratory. And in common with so many inventions and discovery, it was purely accidental. Just like the accidental discovery that lavender was good for burns. As he worked on the repair of spark flew off the machine, there was a vivid flash and he received a jolting electric shock. He wondered what would develop if he put a sheet of light-sensitive paper between his bare hand and his electric spark. He tried it out and had a photograph taken at the moment of the vivid flash and shock. The developed film showed his fingers with glowing streaks of light. With his wife, Valentina, he set up his own laboratory to continue research into the phenomenon. They began putting together 2 leaves from similar plants, one deceased and the other healthy, between the photographic plates and high voltage. High frequency electrical charges. No light source was used. After development, the photographs showed a vivid aura. I think this is fascinating. Around the leaf from the healthy plant, and a very weak aura around the leaf of the deceased plant. So even though that leaf had deceased, it still showed that it had got some energy around it on this photograph. A further experiment used a leaf from which a section had been cut out. The resulting photograph showed a faint, subtle energy outline of the cutout section, the so-called phantom leaf phenomenon. This phenomenon was compared by the Chileans to the experiences of amputees who've lost limbs but continue to feel tingling or pain in the missing or phantom limb. Now, a friend of mine, he served in the army. He was a sniper. And he lost his left leg from the knee down. And I've had conversations with him and asked him about this phantom limb, pain, etc. And he said to me that it's very real. Even though the bottom half of his leg is missing, he still has occasions where he can feel his foot, his toes, his shin, his calf, as if the limb was still there, and he gets a lot of phantom limb pain. So this photo that they took of this leaf with a bit missing, it showed low energy where that cutout piece was. So that's similar to the phantom limb phenomenon. At a later meeting of doctors and scientists, he demonstrated the equipment he used for his photographs. An electric coil sent a high voltage charge to an aluminum plate on top, which was a glass plate, and a sheet of photosensitive film. The film was covered with a clear sheet of plastic to protect it from the salt in the skin. Chilean placed his hand on the plate for a few seconds while the photograph was taken. He was most alarmed, however, to see that his aura was vague and cloudy, with dull, blurred colours. In contrast, his wife's hand photographed with a strong, clear aura. Some hours later, Chilean became ill with a bad case of influenza. From this, he deduced the illness can be detected at so early stage that no symptoms were yet evident, and preventative treatment could have been taken. So when you're going to have Reiki and aura cleansing and things like that, this is the kind of thing they're looking for. So when they can see your aura, the bright colour, they can also see the areas that aren't as bright, and that's how they treat you. It's all very, very technical and clever. So they continued their work in obscurity until the 1960s, when Russian and American scientists began research, believing that the Chilean photography could prove an invaluable aid as detecting the early onset of cancers. Wouldn't that be amazing? If you could detect cancer before the actual initial onset and stop it in its tracks. If they'd been able to do something like that, perhaps my sister would still be here, but I'm not going to think about that now. An even regular aura indicated a well-balanced, healthy person, but someone who was upset or ill had a jagged aura. In this case, the illness could be identified according to variations in auras and could be treated accordingly. I just want to say hello to everybody that's dropping in. It's lovely to see you, and thank you for stopping in, even if it's only for a few minutes. I'm just delving into the science behind aromatherapy, which isn't just about essential oils and massage. There's more to it. It's all to do with energy fields and auras. So I'm just going through that in a little bit more detail. If you do have any questions, do pop them in the chat and I will respond once I've gone through all of this. So with regards to the auras, each person's aura is thought to consist of all the radiations emanating from the cells and chemicals in the body and their interactions. Mystic healers describe the aura as a magnetic field around the body that interacts continually with other auras in the environment. These individual auras are said to be in contact with a universal field of spiritual energy, from which they draw their power. Many healers can see auras as areas of light around their clients and use them to aid treatment, as I was saying. So when you go to see somebody that works with auras, they can actually see your aura and they can see which parts of your body are showing a slightly weaker aura, and they can focus then on that and provide you with a proper treatment that's going to help you. From ancient times, mystics and artists have portrayed this effect. Ancient Indian sculptures, Aboriginal rock paintings, and American Indian totem poles all show figures surrounded by lines of light emanating from their bodies. The halo in Western religious art is believed to illustrate the golden aura glowing around a saintly head. Although we are unaware of it, the aura helps determine our first responses to people and situations. This is where your gut instinct comes in. When you first meet somebody and you get an overwhelming feeling. I can usually sense when something's not quite right, and I can usually tell when somebody's lying. I also sense when I'm in the presence of somebody that's good, and that is to do with your aura interacting with theirs. It's thought that these unease you sometimes feel in certain people's company may result from an aura that vibrates out of harmony with your own. And that sense of peace in particular place probably means you are surrounded by harmonious auras there. So when you're in the presence of somebody and you feel comfortable with them and you're comfortable talking to them and you feel so at ease, that's because their aura is in sync with yours. Who's not felt that overpowering sense of calmness and peace while visiting an empty church or a ruined monastery? It doesn't feel empty. Personally, I've had that. When we were on holiday, it was years ago, we visited an old church. And as soon as I walked into the building, it felt different. And it wasn't something that I was expecting. And I did feel an overwhelming feeling of peace. And it felt different inside the building to what it did outside. And I felt protected. I was calm. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful church. The structure and all the design and the carving, they were stunning. And I can't even remember where it was, so I can't even go back there and take any pictures. But I think this part of it is very, very real. You do get this feeling when you go somewhere. It's like you might walk into a building and you suddenly feel unease. It's the same kind of thing. So it's not just feeling relaxed and at ease. It's the opposite effect as well. It feels full of presences, as if the spiritual energies from centuries of prayer and thousands of human auras still gently but powerfully vibrate, filling the emptiness. That's a really good way of explaining it. The auras of plants, animals and minerals are thought to communicate and interact with each other as part of a single living system. The visible human aura is oval, extending from a few inches to several feet around the body, and sometimes there's a greater emanation from the head. Now, I touched on this last night at the end of my live when I was talking about my beliefs and saying that I believe that the earth is our mother and that we are all energy and every living thing is energy and we're all connected. So this just emphasises that. The aura is compressed of 7 different colour rays, each associated with particular organs of the body as well as the higher functions. The shapes, colours and strengths of the rays vary from person to person, reflecting the unique makeup of each individual. So the colours emanating from an individual are believed to reveal its nature and physical and emotional state. Now, I will be doing some separate either videos or lives with regards to how aromatherapy can link to the auras, and I will do individual ones. So I will be recommending oils depending on the colour of the auras, and I won't do that today because it's a lot to go into, but I will be doing that coming up this week. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you drop a follow, when I do go live about that, you'll know about it and you can drop in and you can listen. So the first colour we've got is red, the colour of life and physical vigour. Red represents strength, energy and passion, and is associated with the coordination of the individual as a whole. Tension or nervousness may show as light red, anger or sensuality as dark red. An excessive amount of red in an aura is indicative of selfishness, willfulness, or an overvaluing of material things. Red is associated in therapeutic sense with nerve endings, excretory functions, and sex glands. The next one we've got is orange. It's associated with the energy and health and indicates strong personality, which is also considerate of others. Too much orange shows an overemphasis on selfish goals and ambitions. Orange can also indicate fear, illusion, and disillusionment. Therapeutically, it's the colour of adrenal glands, spleen, and also sexual functioning. So I'm hoping you can see here the picture that I'm building. When a healer can see your aura and they can see the colour, they can link it to these different aspects. Yellow indicates intellect and optimism, or sometimes worry or frustration. Very pale yellow shows weakness or indecisiveness. Golden yellow shows spiritual development and insight. Therapeutically, yellow is associated with the pancreas, digestive system, reproductive system, and with childbirth. Good evening, Brandon. Lovely to see you this evening. The next aura is the green one. The colour of nature itself, regeneration and healing. Green indicates a lively, adaptable personality and versatile mind. Therapeutically, it is associated with the venous gland, the heart, and the circulatory system. Getting tongue-tied. Next, we go to blue. Blue indicates idealism, integrity, and inspiration. Pale blue indicates learning and scholarship. Blue is the colour of the thyroid gland and is associated with ears, nose, throat, and with breathing and speech. Indigo indicates intuition and search for spiritual truth. It shows moral values and transcendence of the physical world. A predominance of indigo signifies calmness or benevolence. If the indigo is not well balanced, it can show irritability. Therapeutically, it is associated with the pituitary gland and the lymphatic system. Then we move on to violet. Violet is the colour of spiritual enlightenment, insight and love. Therapeutically, it's associated with the pineal body, the nervous system, and the integration of the whole body. Now, when I had my Reiki session a few weeks back with my good friend Dee, I could see a lot of these colours while I had my eyes closed, but the predominant one that I saw was violet. And to me, that's actually quite comforting and calming, because Dee told me that my sister was around me, and that might be why I was seeing the violet, because of the spiritual connection with her. But it does provide me with great comfort when I see these colours, and I can link it to therapeutic side of things. Black or grey, these colours show that the aura has been damaged by negative thoughts and emotions. It can indicate stress or illness and can occur after undergoing anaesthesia. And then finally, there's white. White is perfection, if perfection exists. It represents the ideal and the truth, and it has a balancing effect on any black or grey in the aura. So those are all the colours that you see in auras and the explanation for each of them and how they relate therapeutically. So that can help you build a picture of exactly how healers work with your aura and your energies to help provide you with a therapy that works alongside Western medicine. Although orthodox medicine does not accept the existence of auras, it certainly acknowledges them, that both living and dead tissue give off energy emissions, and that these emissions vary with the health of the tissue and the presence of disease. It is possible to learn to see auras. It's not only specifically gifted people who can see auras. Most of us are capable of training ourselves to see the subtle effects we do not normally notice. And this is something personally I'm going to be working on. It's something that I'm passionate about, and towards the end of the year I'm hoping to learn Reiki as well. So this will all come into that. So you can begin by setting aside all doubts about auras and try to believe sincerely that auras are there and that you can see them, thereby allowing your own body and mind to tap into your intuitive aspect and inner wisdom. Try to react to people and situations with empathy. Learn to look at people carefully, to tune in to their life force. Note how people move. Are they tense? Are they jerky? Are they smooth? Are they flowing? Do their clothes look comfortable on them? Do the colours suit the person and the personality? Try to understand the sort of messages that people send out about themselves and try to feel what they may be holding back. Try to imagine yourself in another person's position. How would you feel in similar circumstances, and what would your reactions be? By doing all of this, we can actually support others because we understand them better. We're putting ourselves in a similar situation and trying to imagine how we would react, how we would feel. As you tune in completely to the other individual, you become aware of a halo of subtle colour around that person. Personally, I've seen this when I've been with people, and I've been calm and we've had good conversation flowing, and I have seen what you could only describe as a glow around a person. It's only subtle, but I've definitely seen it. You may have to persevere with this tuning in for a little while before becoming perceptive of the aura. But this process is extremely valuable to any healer, whether they see auras or not, as the practice of this exercise should be developed by any healing practitioner to improve their own healing qualities. So as an aromatherapist, it's important for me to tune into these energies and try to see my clients' aura so that I can help them therapeutically. Hello to everybody that's dropping in. It's wonderful to have you here this evening. Please do say hello in chat, and if you have any questions, do drop them and I will respond to them as soon as I can. Don't forget to like and follow, and please share out. There could be somebody that you know that's interested in this type of content, even if you're not. If you oh my goodness, I'm getting my words tied up again now. If you successfully develop the ability to see auras, then you'll see subtle changes of brightness and colour when you clear and balance the energy flow of life force within your client. But whether you see auras or not, it is vital that you develop your potential to tune into your client. You are working on restoring a balance to the subtle energy of your client by using intuitive qualities. This is the first and vital step to balance in meridians. So the meridians were the energy channels that I was talking about that flow through your body. So imagining that each digit on your hands and on your feet, each digit represents a meridian that runs through your body and joins in the centre. That's your energy meridians. Okay. So I just need to find my next notes. Bear with me one moment. It's lovely to see you, all those of you that have dropped in. I hope you've had a fab day. I've had quite a relaxing day today. I haven't done too much. Where have I put that? Professional growth. Professional development of advanced aromatherapy. So it's chapter... Sorry, it won't be a moment. I can't find my notes. Sorry. It's not opening. Well, that's a pain in the bottom. So the text that I was quoting was actually from the course that I did with BSY, the Advanced Aromatherapy course. So that's the information that I was studying when I was learning to become an aromatherapist. And we touch on auras, we touch on energy fields, we touch on the meridians and things like that. I do have my huge book here, but I was hoping not to have to go through it. It's quite... This is all my notes from my Advanced Aromatherapy course. And to keep my knowledge fresh, I do refer to them. So I just need to flick to the back and find what it is that I'm looking for. Let me have a look. Put that there. That's the one I've just done. As I was saying a little while back, I will be doing some individual short videos relating to how essential oils link to the aura colours and help with the healing. And that can be included in the aromatherapy sessions as well. There's also astrological influences when it comes to aromatherapy, which is the notes that I'm just looking for and I can't find them. Where is it? It's there, but it's not opening. Oh. There. No, that's not it. Oh, this is so frustrating. I don't think I saved it. Let me... 15. It doesn't look like I saved it, which is a real pain in the bottom. I'm just going to check my emails instead to see if I've still got a copy. Bear with me one moment. So... I just need to go back and find my coursework now. CPT. Right, here we go. That was lesson 1. It looks like I don't have the lesson that I'm looking for. Hi Mac, lovely to see you this evening. Hello to everybody else that's dropping in. I was just going through how aromatherapy links to auras and energy fields and things like that, which I hadn't previously mentioned when I've been doing my lives about aromatherapy and holistic therapy. It does link to auras, it does link to energy fields, and there's also astrological links with regards to aromatherapy. And I was just looking for my notes on the astrological side, but I don't have the electronic copy on my laptop, which is a real pain because I've got a huge, great big folder and I don't really want to be trying to balance that here on my laptop and referring to it while I talk to you, because it's going to be a distraction. I'm just going to see if I can find the hard copy. Well, not the hard copy, the one that's on my laptop, because it will be easier to refer to that one than it is to... I'm just wondering if I labelled it wrong. I've got up to number 14, but I can't find number 15, which was the last one, I believe. I've got the answer sheet that I sent, and that's lesson 15. That's my lesson. Final exam. What's that? No, that's not it. I started organising all my folders earlier, but I've got one called To Sort, and it's got so much stuff in it that I need to move into new folders so I can find it. It's going to make this so much easier. No, it's not there. I don't know what I've done with it. Anyway, have any of you had any holistic therapies that link to energy fields and aura, or aromatherapy? Stick a little leaf in chat if you have. So what I'm going to do, actually, rather than going into the birth sign side of it in detail, I will do a digital PDF sheet that can be sent to you. So if you're interested in finding out which essential oils are good for your particular birth sign, I can do a sheet for each birth sign, or each group of birth signs, that shows the oils that are relevant to your birth sign, if you're the type of person that's into astrology and stuff like that. For instance, for Aries, which is March 21st to April 20th, the essential oils that are good for this one are marjoram, rosemary, basil, aniseed, lemon, eucalyptus and tea tree. For myself, I'm a Cancerian, so June 22nd to July 22nd. I'm right on the cusp. Occasionally I flip into Leo, but usually I'm Cancerian. And the essential oils for myself are lavender, bergamot, lemon, peppermint and juniper. And I absolutely adore all of those. They really, really do smell wonderful. So I will put the little cheat sheet, if you want to call it a cheat sheet. I'll put a little sheet together for each birth sign that links to the areas of the body that these oils help with, and which oils are relevant to each individual star sign. If you'd like a copy of that, if you just drop a yes in chat and then put your star sign, and when I've done the sheets, I'll get one sent over for you. But there'll be one for every single star sign. So if that's something that you're interested in and you want to see how that links to aromatherapy, then that's fine. I can do that for you. Oh, but yeah. So yeah, aromatherapy isn't just about the oils and the massage and the smelling. That there's so much more involved in it. It's to do with your energy. It's to do with your auras, and it also links closely to. It has links to astrology as well. I know a lot of people are very interested in astrology. So if you're interested in how that links to aromatherapy, then this is ideal for you. I am going to open the chat now for all of you. So if anybody's got any questions, just fire away and I'm happy to answer them. Hi Lana, lovely to see you. I hope you've had a good day today. I know I have. I've just been doing lots of house cleaning on my, not house cleaning, what's it called? I've been trying to sort all the folders out on my laptop because they're a mess. So I've created myself, I was talking about this last night actually, saying that I needed to do it. So I've created myself some folders like creative and community, home and life, personal growth and reflection, professional and career, wellness and holistic practice, all that kind of thing. And then I've got to sort out all the stuff that I've got in all the other folders and move it into the new ones, which is going to take a while. I started on it today. I've got all my my study material now in the relevant folder, but I've got so many images to go through as well. I've got some that I made myself on Coral Paint Shop that I use for my backgrounds. There, it's like a coloured overlay with very holistic and astrological symbols and stuff on them, and I've used those for some of the affirmations that I've put up on TikTok. I'm going to be making more of those. I've also done a background that I'm going to be using for my affirmation cards that I'm making, that I'll be selling via Etsy. I did something today actually, thought I'd tell you all. I was interested in, there's the Autistic Society is just literally just down the road from where I live, and they're always looking for part-time staff. So I thought, oh, I'll just pop in. So I did. I went down there and I spoke to two of the managers and said, just interested to find out if you've got any vacancies at the moment. And they were really, really open and welcoming, and they talked about what they do there and how people that work there help the residents that live there. And I mentioned to her that I'm an aromatherapist, and her face lit up. It is something that a lot of people that are working in care or something similar do have an interest in, because it can provide calm, clarity, relaxation. It can help with healing. There's just so much that you can do with aromatherapy, and I think a lot of people do misunderstand it, and they're not willing to be open to what it can offer. So that's one of the reasons that I'm here on TikTok, to try and educate people, to understand what aromatherapy can do for you, what other holistic therapies can do for you. And hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be able to include Reiki in that as well, because that's something that I'm very, very interested in. And I'm going to take them off for a minute because they keep slipping down my nose and it's driving me nuts. It's because I put my face oils on earlier and my skin's still a little bit damp, and my glasses keep slipping down my nose and I have to keep pushing them back up. So I'm going to take them off for a minute. I can't see chat now though because I haven't got my glasses on. So if you pop in, I have seen you. I'm aware you're here. I just can't see the chat because I haven't got my glasses on. I'll pick my new ones up on Thursday, hopefully, so I'll be able to see better, because these ones are awful. What's everybody got planned for the rest of this week? We're only Tuesday today, aren't we? For some reason I thought we were later in the week. I don't know why. But yeah, it's Tuesday today, so tomorrow's hump day, halfway through. It's all downhill from there, hopefully. I don't really have much planned for this week. I'm just kind of taking each day as it comes, see what unfolds. I always try not to plan ahead. I'm kind of spontaneous and just tend to do things spur of the moment. But that works for me. I don't, unless it's like an appointment or something that's been set, I don't like being set to a specific time. So for appointments, I'm fine. That helps me to schedule my day and helps with my planning. But other than that, I just prefer to just do things and see how they pan out. And usually that works quite well for me. Usually is the operative word. Obviously there are times that it doesn't, but they're few and far between. So I still need to work on this room. I know I've mentioned it before, But as this is going to be my little sanctuary, I do need to get it finished. But at the moment, I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. It seems to be a dumping ground for stuff that we've got nowhere to put. And that's one of the worst things you can do with a spare room, isn't it? Use it as a dumping ground. Because it's not serving a practical purpose. And once it's been decorated and furnished how I want it, the energies in here will shift quite substantially. And it will become a more relaxing, comforting, calm and serene space for me to come and do my studies, my meditation, anything that I do that relates to wellness, I'll be able to do in this space, and it will be specifically for me. And it's a space that I can come into that's clear of any stress. There'll be no interruptions, and I can just focus on the moment and what I'm doing without having to worry about anything else. And that's something that I'm looking forward to a great deal, because it's quite a large space, and I've got a cupboard that goes over the top of the stairs, and that's quite a large space as well. It's quite deep. So that will be used for my storage for all my oils and everything like that, all my bottles, my labels when I get them made, any printable stuff will be kept in there. So all of my aromatherapy paraphernalia, if you will be kept in this space and in the storage area, so that I have this one area of my home that I can come to and be the healer that I want to be. And I'm just so excited about that. I've got my colour scheme. I've got like a little folder on my laptop and on my phone. And when I see something that I think, oh, that would look good in my room, I save it so I can remember where it was, and I can go back to it. I've chosen all my paints already. I've got some wall decorations in my basket on Temu, because I do use Temu quite a lot. And some of them are beautiful. There's a beautiful, like a branch effect with, like, you know, the yellowy glow fairy lights. It's like that kind of curves up. And that will probably be here on this wall behind me when I get it. And there will be where I'm sitting now, because I'm sat on the floor, there'll be a little storage unit that's got things like towels in it, and my oil bottles, and things like that are easy to reach. There'll be a seating, like a sofa, one end of the room, and then there'll be a space for my massage table, which will probably go closer to the window. There'll be a Venetian blind there so that people can't see in. I mean, we're up on the second floor anyway, so first floor, sorry. But people won't be able to see, and it'll be very private, very relaxing. And then I'll have my calm music. I'll have my diffuser with my oils in it, and it'll be my space. Hello, lovely to see you. Thank you very much for the love. It's very much appreciated. How are you doing today? Hi, Matty. Oh, I'm getting cramps sitting here. I might have to move. Hi, Finlay. Hi, Layla. I'm going to have to move quickly, so bear with me a minute. I'm getting a very numb bottom sitting where I'm sitting, so I'm just going to move. Oh, sorry. I can't sit here any longer. I'm just going to relocate to my usual position, and I will be right back with you. Ooh. Ow! I can't sit down there like that. So I'm going to move to where I usually sit, where I'll be more comfortable, and I'm not going to cramp in my hips, and I can stretch out a bit. Right, here we go. Unplug that. There we go. The lighting's a little bit different here, but never mind. At least I'm comfortable. I've got the window behind me. That's better. I'm comfortable now. Who've I got in here with me this evening? Give me a shout out so I can say hi. Who have I got with me? Shall I put that blind down a bit? It's a bit bright, isn't it? There we go. Lovely to see you all this evening. Thank you so much for dropping in. It means the world. I've been talking about other sides of aromatherapy, like auras and meridians and energies and stuff like that, and also astrological influences. If you're interested in how essential oils can relate to your specific star sign, just drop your star sign in chat and I will get the PDF over to you once I've put them together. And that talks about how specific oils can help you based on your astrological sign. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you just drop a little comment in chat with your star sign, and I will save your details and then I'll get that over to you when I've done them. I'm going to probably do them tomorrow. I haven't done them yet, but I will do. I'm more comfortable now because I'm not sat on the floor. Hi Benny, lovely to see you this evening. Thank you for dropping in. Please do say hello in chat. I don't bite, only when I'm hungry. I think I've done my my technical in-depth blurb today, so I'm going to go into relax mode, and I will just talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm open to suggestions. Has anybody recently had like a feather appear out of nowhere, like a little white feather? And you've seen that as like a sign that your guardian angel's close by. I had an experience. I was at work, and it was after I lost my sister, and I had the side door to the shop open because I'd been taking some rubbish out, and I was just stood in the doorway facing out to the street, and it wasn't a particularly windy day, and this huge, great big white fluffy feather kind of came floating down, and it landed sort of on the curb and then went into the roadway. And where the shop's located, it's not a particularly busy street, so there's no traffic coming along there. And as I said, it wasn't a particularly windy or breezy day. Anyway, I've noticed this feather, and because my sister had passed, I thought, well, maybe this is a sign that she's with me. So I said, hello, I can see you. And I was watching this feather, and it kind of started tumbling down the road. And I said, well, don't go away. I can't see you if you go down there. And I just stood there talking to this white feather. And it started to come back towards me. And then it was like a gust had come up underneath it, even though it was very, very still, no wind, and it lifted into the air again. And it floated back over towards me, just gently doing this. It wasn't going down, it wasn't going up, it was just gently floating towards me. And I felt an overwhelming sense of peace and comfort. And it was the most wonderful feeling I think I felt in my lifetime. And I just stood there in awe of this white fluffy feather dancing in the air in front of me. And I carried on talking to it, and I said, thank you, I really needed this. Thank you for letting me know you're here. And it kind of, it was still in front of me, kind of floating. And then it started to float back up into the air, and then it disappeared. And I cannot explain that. But it gave me such a sense of peace and love and protection. And I did feel like either my guardian angel or my sister was with me. And at that moment, I think I needed it, because I'd been feeling so low. I'd felt very alone, even though I wasn't. And the one person that I used to talk to when I felt like that was Jen. And obviously, because she's no longer here, I couldn't. And I think that was her way of saying to me, I am still here, I'm with you. And she wanted me to see something, and she showed me this feather. Thank you for all the love, Matty. Thank you, darling. Do share this out and try and get some other people to join in. I'd love to have a friendly chat this evening with people. I'm feeling very relaxed, very chilled, very open. And my mouse has just died on me. No, it hasn't. How are you, Matty? Are you okay? Are you good? Tell you the other thing I've been trying is grounding. I don't know whether you've heard of it, where you go and stand barefoot on the ground and you just close your eyes and you just focus on being very present in the place that you're in, and you allow the energies to flow from the earth up into you. And again, that can be incredibly calming and spiritual, and they've proved that grounding is very important for us. I mean, they've even done the grounding mats, haven't they, that you can put on your bed. I've not got one of those. I don't think I need one, but I do. I've always hated having stuff on my feet. I don't like wearing shoes, I don't like wearing socks, and I don't like wearing slippers. As soon as I get in from work, my shoes come off and I stay barefoot. I like to feel the ground beneath my feet, and I don't know whether that's to do with the fact that I like to feel the energy fields or whether it's something else. But hiya, lovely to see you this evening. Thank you for dropping in. I don't know whether it's because it's the energies fields that I'm feeling, but I just hate my feet being restricted by shoes and socks and stuff. Does anybody else feel that? Do you get that? Do you feel the same? I'd much rather walk around barefoot. Obviously you can't do it everywhere because you might hurt yourself. Do you do the same, Matty? I'm sitting here barefoot now. Yeah, so being outside barefoot, it doesn't bother me. I remember my dad, when I was little, he always used to tell me off if I went outside with no shoes or socks on. And he'd say, oh, you'd hurt your feet. But I was always one of these children that didn't want to have anything on their feet. And I don't think that's ever going to change. I can remember my doctor once saying to me that I needed to look after my feet better, because I developed I don't know whether it was a dermatitis or whether it was something else, but I had all this dry area that came up and these little blisters that would pop and then itch. Apparently it's a form of eczema and dermatitis, and it was all down the side of my left foot and on the sole of my foot, and it was incredibly sore. And the doctor said to me, why haven't you got any socks on? I said, I never wear socks. And this was winter time, so it was cold outside and I didn't have socks on, I just had my shoes on. And she said to me, you need to take greater care of your feet. And I promised her that I would, but I still don't wear socks. I just find that they just make my feet really, really warm. And if my feet are warm or too hot, then I'm too hot, and I don't like that. It just makes me really uncomfortable. It's like when I'm doing cleaning and I've got rubber gloves on, I can't leave them on too long because it makes my hands too hot, and I don't like my hands being hot and sweaty. And gloves that you wear for cleaning, I do find that they make my hands very, very hot, and then my hands start to sweat. So I don't often put them on. But again, you're meant to be careful with how you look after your skin, including your hands and your feet. And if you're using chemicals and stuff, you should have gloves on. If I'm using bleach and stuff like that, or anything that's corrosive, then obviously I would put gloves on.
and I always make sure I wash my hands thoroughly afterwards, and then I apply some of my skin creams or my body oil so that my skin remains soft and nourished. Which reminds me, I need to make myself up some more body oil. I've run out. I accidentally left the lid off of it and it got knocked over and spilt all over the unit downstairs. And it's a wooden unit, so I made the most of it and I rubbed the oil into the unit. So it smells lovely now. It smells of essential oils, which isn't an issue. And it just looks like it's a very lovely polished surface. But you can use oils for that. So here's a hack for you. You can use oils for polishing your surfaces. I think there was bergamot or sweet orange in it. So it does smell lovely. And it spilt all over the top of this wood unit. So I just got a cloth and I wiped the unit and wiped the oil all over it, and it's gone into the wood surface. But yeah, it smells amazing. I've got all my granddaughter's toys in here that we need to get back over to my daughter's house, and I've got a cupboard full of junk that I need to empty out, and I need to collapse this bed. If anybody wants a double bed with a cast iron bed frame, I don't know whether you can see the bed frame, it's this. We'll be getting rid of it. Offers in the region of £50. So if anybody wants one, obviously it's buy collect, so I can't transport it, but we do need to get rid of it out of this room. So if anybody knows of anybody that wants this double bed, then please drop me a message and we can talk, because once I've got this out of the room I can start working on my space, which is exciting for me, and I'm very, very eager to get it done. It's going to be fun carrying it downstairs though, because this is proper like cast iron head and footer, and it's quite heavy, and my husband can't lift stuff because he's ill. I think it does need one of the cross beams underneath repaired because it sags a little bit in the middle, but I imagine that's not too difficult to repair, and you'd need a new mattress for it as well because this one's got paint on it, and I don't really want to give it to somebody when it's got paint on it. I don't even know how the paint got there. I think it might have been when my daughter was decorating her room, and it's got grey paint all over the mattress, which is horrible. But yeah, we do need to get rid of it. So if you know of anybody that wants a double bed, drop me a message, because I would be very grateful to get this out of here. But then I'll have nowhere to sit, will I? I'll have to get myself a little seating area until I've got the room set up properly, because I can't keep sitting on the floor. It's not good for you. It's not good for my back. It's not good for my coccyx, and it's not good for my legs, because I was sitting in a funny angle with my legs bent up, so I was getting cramp in my hips, and then when I did stretch my legs out, they were cramping the other way instead. But they're better now because I'm sitting up here. So I was watching a video just before I came on live. Let me see if I can find the video. And I've saved it, and it's a guy talking about opening up your third eye, and he's teaching you how to do it, and it's all about visualization. And where is it? I'm trying to find the video. Oh, I nearly dropped off then. It said inactivity detected. Whoops. I'm still here, don't worry. I was just looking to see if I could find this video. I might actually post the link. Let me share. Copy. Yes, this guy, his name is Jake Dacey. Is it Jake Dacey? Ducey. And he talks about activating your third eye. and seeing how that helps with manifesting. So that's the link to his video that I've just posted in chat. That's the link to his YouTube. And I watched that before I came on live just now. And I'm going to give it a go. I've got nothing to lose. And in that video, he actually talks about auras and energies. And it's all to do with tapping your third eye and stimulating it and visualising what you want to happen and bringing that visualisation into reality and confirming, isn't this wonderful, isn't this wonderful, isn't this wonderful? And it's meant to help you to manifest good things. So I'm going to try that. I'll probably have a go at that tomorrow actually and see how it is. Because when you close your eyes when you're doing the tapping, it brings, you'll see bright colours, and that's the colours of your aura, the chakra colours. And you see those when you stimulate your third eye and open your aura up. Hi Benny, lovely to see you this evening. But yeah, I watched that video and I found it very interesting. I've been going through YouTube quite a bit and looking for stuff relating to my niche, which is wellness and complementary therapy. And it's good to watch how other people present things as well, to see how they present on video. Because as I was saying in one of my little shorts last night that I did from my live, this is all very new to me and it's been quite daunting, but I've become more comfortable with it. I do get stuck for words sometimes, but a lot of that is down to brain fog due to my fibromyalgia. And I do a lot of umming, as you've heard. But that tends to be because I tend to instead of pausing, and I've been trying not to do that so much. But I still catch myself doing it all the time. I was doing it again last night. When I watched the video back last night, I noticed myself doing it. And other people probably haven't even noticed it as much, but because I've watched my videos back and heard myself doing it, I'm now very conscious of the fact that I do it when I'm talking to people. So as I keep saying, I'm making a conscious effort not to do that and to pause rather than saying things like or Also, when you're doing shorts and you can do the text thing where it comes up with the text as you're speaking. I don't particularly want it to say in that either, so I have to then edit the text and take the bit out, so it's just got the relevant text that comes up on the screen. But I'm getting there slowly. As I've said, this is all very new to me. It was very daunting, but I'm getting more comfortable with it. I've built up quite a good following so far, so thank you everybody that is following me. You are very, very loved. You're very, very appreciated. Please do continue to share, like and comment on all of my posts, because that is a huge help to me. It helps to boost my content. It helps to boost my morale and my confidence if I'm seeing people liking, commenting, resharing. It's such a morale boost. It's a confidence boost, and it's just to see people, even if you pop in and you haven't said anything, to see people dropping in, that in itself helps my stats. But if you don't stay very long, when you drop in, if you just say hello in chat, tap the screen a couple of times, just say hi. You don't have to stick around. You could turn the sound down if you want, so you don't have to listen to me talking. But your presence here is so valid, it's so important, and it is so, so, so appreciated. And I'll keep banging on about it, I do apologise. But anyway, I will start working on those astrological sheets that will detail each star sign and which oils are good for those star signs. So if you're watching this back and you'd like a sheet relevant to your star sign, if you just drop your star sign in chat and I will get one over to you. It's a PDF, so you can just download it and print it, or you can save it on your laptop or computer. But yeah, if you just drop your star sign in the comments, I will then get that over for you. I'll be doing one for each star sign, and yeah, it explains how aromatherapy links to astrology. Thank you everybody who's dropped in. Thank you for those who've commented and given some love. It is appreciated. I have seen you, even if I didn't say hello to you at the time you dropped in. I was very focused on reading my notes to deliver the message that I wanted to deliver. But you are appreciated. I love all of you very much. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for keep coming back and supporting me. Thank you for all of your love. And I will see you in the next live. Love to all of you. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening.